evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming series. My name is Bahamut. I am going to be your caster for this best of 3 series. Of course, the moment I'm saying it. This best of 3 series between the Division B East teams of Skiggly Wigglies, that'll be a fun one to say in a team fight, and ReGen Phoenix. As we just saw, ReGen Phoenix, I believe, took a W over Phoenix Rising Ruby. Phoenix Ruby Rising, I think that's the one. Phoenix, I always swap the last 2 words on that one, but I'm sure you're not wondering about that so much as you're wondering how we got to Towers of Doom. And let me tell you how we got here. We had the members of Skiggly Wigglies win the coin flip as they were the home team. They opted for first pick priority in this game number 1, banning out Battlefield of Eternity and Sky Temple. Excuse me, Dragonshire. ReGen is going to be banning out Tomb of Spider Queen and Alterac Pass with a first map pick of Towers of Doom. Let's go ahead and get on into our draft once again and see how this draft has progressed. Now, we were casting Division D East before this, and now we're going to Division B West, so, or excuse me, Division B East. So, as I was saying in the chat before, and there's a lot of different things to consider here. The meta has shifted drastically. Obviously, things like Joanna are still going to be very powerful. Things like Alterac on mechanically skilled players will be a threat. Mal'Ganis is going to be making a showing here as well, and I would say that when it comes to trends, at least meta-wise, Mal'Ganis has been popping up in almost every single division, and I think it's just because a lot of the other divisions and a lot of players will follow each other when it comes to meta. I mean, if you start seeing a bunch of Mal'Ganis in Storm League, that's going to start to trickle down into the lower tiers as well. So it's just one of those things that the meta is very much driven by the top in some senses. We do have a Kael'thas being banned out as well, so not going to be seeing that poke coming in, but speaking of poke, they can still go into things like Hanzo. We can still see things like a Ana being picked up first here, and this is where the meta shifts a little bit, where Ana becomes higher priority within draft. In my opinion, Ana is kind of a is definitely in your first round pick for healers, but it's actually going to be an ETC looking for that zoning potential. We probably see an Uther picked up with that as well, unless they steal that away on the opposing side. Now, that's going to be an instantaneous Diablo with a Sylvanas. It's going to be looking for push pressure from that one, as well as just overall aggression during these team fights. Ready to join Division E? Tilted Sister. That one doesn't exist yet. Phoenix Rising Ruby. Thank you so much, Koala. Recyclic, how's it going, bud? Thanks for coming by. Is Arrow last name of the is that Arrow last name of the storm? Yeah, exactly. Where do you sign up? Well, you can hit !NGS and that'll take you to their website, which has all the pertinent information about league structure as well as the season timelines, as where to go to sign up and who to communicate with. So that is your best bet. Unless you're in the NGS Discord already, then that's probably your best place to kind of look around. But definitely typing in NGS in the chat or !NGS will give you that link. Now, we do have a Greymane Tyrande on the left-hand side, so no Uther coming through, but they do want to take out the Mal'Ganis as they're worried about their solo lane matchup being shredded by that one. Or, I'm calling it right now, Cho'Gall. No. We could see it. I don't think we're going to be seeing a Cho'Gall here, but they are going to be banning out that Malthael, not wanting to deal with that in the solo lane. And on Towers of Doom, Malthael actually has tons of value. He can rotate between top and mid very effectively, while the friendly team consistently pushes in through bottom lane with the On a Pale Horse at level 1. This is going to be a Jaina banned out because that actually would pair well with this Sylvanas Diablo as some poke value as well as the team fight value with the Ring of Frost, or even Water Elemental for sustained damage consistently. This ETC Greymane Tyrande on the left-hand side will need something to respond to it. Now, I actually like the idea of a Stukov potentially here. If Greymane dives in or ETC power slides in, having that Stukov lurking arm to lock them down would be a really, really good tool, or just the silence overall. And then something in the poke department as well. Actually, okay, they're going to grab an Uther on the right-hand side with a Rhaegar. This is a bit of an odd one for me, but we'll see how it works out. That's I don't know, I feel like if you're doing this, I feel like you can't take the Diablo as well. But we'll see what happens here. We'll definitely, these teams need more murky. Tilted Sister, it's almost like you're in my brain. Thank you, Selexia, for that. I appreciate that. It will be created for me. I'm just that damn special. They'll make a league just for you. Hanzo Sonya on the left-hand side. I actually really, really like this draft from ReGen Phoenix. I think this is, excuse me, Skiggly Wigglies. ReGen Phoenix will be on our right-hand side, picking up Azul to round out their draft. I'm not sold on ReGen Phoenix's draft. I'll be honest with you, chat. I think that there's just not enough damage there. Their wave clear is good, but Diablo goes in, and then what happens? Sylvanas is going to kill everyone. I feel like that's not going to be the case unless they're planning to scale it into the later half of the game. They've got good CC and control with the Uther as well, but we're looking on the opposing side. You've got ETC for displacement. You're going to be having Toronto with some lockdown, some great healing out as well. Hanzo's going to be playing from range, poking in. Sonya could potentially leap in on this and then just say, hey, I'm going to smoosh ya. And even then, Sonya has tons of damage. So I feel like ReGen's going to be lacking damage in the team fight, but their wave clear and their push potential is going to be really strong. I don't know. I'm leaning towards Skiggly Wigglies here. As weird of a sentence that I didn't expect me to say that today. Holy Shock Uther 10 out of 10. Okay, that is true. Holy Shock Uther is pretty powerful. I don't know. I late game. Yeah, I'm not sold on it. What's up, Coma Witch? How you doing, friend? Drac, how are you as well? Deathwing is not available until next Monday, my birthday, but we got a game. Let's go ahead and get on to that. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Skiggly Wigglies. We're going to be seeing Mommy's milk. Oh my God. Starting out real lewd, we're going to have Taranda. Jackal Pop is going to be on the Sonya. Skig is going to be on the ETC. Mosher is going to be on the Greymane, and Smitty Werbin is going to be on the Hanzo. On the right hand side, we get the members of ReGen Phoenix. Mudge is going to be on the Diablo. Rabid Penguin, that's a good name, is going to be on the Sylvanas. So you have Daribao going to be on the Uther. Arya, I think it's Arya, is going to be on the not Greymane, that's going to be Rhaegar, and then we will be seeing Zul played by Arrow, if I'm not mistaken, in that bottom lane. But let's go ahead and check out our top lane cheese that's already coming through. Jacko Pop is very unprepared for this moment right now, as this is going to be a lot of damage coming through. But here's the big thing that I want to talk about, chat. Top lane value versus bottom lane value. Now, I see the reason why they went to top lane. The reason being is because they typically, you have your solo laners match out in top and they do double rotations, or you do double rotations from mid to bottom. So it's either top to mid or bottom to mid from either the solo laners or from the 4 stack. So they went into top lane because they knew the enemy team was going to probably 4 stack in bottom lane if they weren't already in mid. And that means that the Sylvanas wouldn't be able to cheese one tower like they did right there. So it's a heads up play, but the one thing that I want to harp on here is the minimal value you get from taking top lane structure. You can feed in these sappers, absolutely, but you have no map control, much like how you have map control in bottom lane when you grab the opposing side bell tower. I always harp on this, but sorry, I hit my enter key. I always harp on this, but this is a big factor to consider in your games. If you take out bottom lane bell tower, your rotation for these 2 bottom lane bell towers, these 2 altars down here and down over here, are so much more difficult on the team that doesn't have their own tower. The reason being, when you're trying to rotate over to this one, your path of engagement is through the sapper camp or down straight through mid lane. You cannot rotate through over here, because if you're missing your tower, well, it's going to be auto attacking, or it's going to be attacking into you. Same thing vice versa on the opposing side, and even more so when you have the bottom lane bell tower, or excuse me, altar phase down over here below us in the lower half of the map. That just becomes so much more difficult to rotate in through because you have to come directly down the center, and that's very obvious. So there's really big strategy plays from that one. So more or less, the whole thing that I'm getting at right now is the soaking through top and mid is very vital experience-wise, but structure-wise, bottom lane is your best friend. You can rotate to the other structures, and obviously gives you advantages when it comes to damage, but this won't be getting you map advantage like how I was just describing. As Greymane dives out, trying to get some damage onto Daribao, but they don't end up getting picked off. Mudge is very low as well, and they've actually managed to push up these sappers consistently this whole time. I was actually expecting them to be able to clear it out way quicker, but Rabid Penguin gets those last couple hits. Arya is going to be going back and making sure they're full for this objective phase, as it is going to be announced. Sonya going to be pushing up through top lane, Zul through mid doing double rotations. And when it comes to double rotations, for anyone doing it, Zul's probably your best bet, because he's going to be able to empower that lane further with these skeletons that he does summon when he kills enemies. And I believe it's a maximum of 5 skeletons. I feel like I'm wrong on that. Hold on. Let's see if we can read this really quickly. Up to 4 skeletal warriors can be active at a time. That's what it is. Okay. So Sylvanas will grab the top right. Do they try and play into the left? No. They're gonna battle out over this mid position bell tower. So this is the reason I was curious what they were doing, because I've actually seen teams kind of heckle like this and kind of feign that they're going to be going for this mid lane one, and then they just rotate over with 3-ish members while they have 2 kind of heckling down over here, and they end up stealing over the top lane, giving over this bottom one, or even potentially rotating and grabbing that. But this is going to be them trading out the top left and the top right, and then I think Arrow will try and get the channel for now, but it's going to be interrupted by Hanzo, and that was another reason I was talking about Hanzo on Volskaya Foundry, just that kind of poke right there in situations like this where you're able to whittle down is very impactful, but even more so here on a map like this where you can interrupt channels, and they did go into the Redemption at level 1, so they're just going for auto attack based damage, but Explosive Arrow might have that AoE hold on, is Explosive Arrows only for minions? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I was about to say, like, you get that AoE when you hit a hero, but I'm like, wait a minute, no, it's only from the actual minions and monster, meaning I believe monsters are going to be your base camps, so something like the Siege camp, but not like an elite camp like the boss. Jacko Pop gonna be forced off right there. He was number 1, exactly. Thank you, Psychic. Yeah. Deathwing has the standard league ban of 2 weeks because he's a new hero. Smitty Werbin taking a lot of damage here. He was number 1 for a second there, but that's going to be still this bottom lane, or excuse me, this mid lane bell tower is being contested from both sides. Jackopop putting a lot of damage onto Rabid Penguin, and this is going to be Mudge splitting off the Tyrande from the friendly team. Mosher will be able to trade out onto the Sylvanas. Stun from Uther will be just enough. They did go into Holy Shock at level 4, so no Pursuit of Justice to speed them up in the chase right there. But this will be Arya getting the channel, and they're able to get in 8 total shots during this entire first objective phase. Our first objective phase is just now ending, as we have the boss being spawned at 5 minutes into the game as well. We have the Sentinel coming on through from Tyrande. Does it connect onto a player? Little kiss. And they will see that they're on this camp over here. Greymane gonna grab the one on the left-hand side, and while we are going to be having 7 talents picked up from these players, let's actually, okay, so we'll wait a couple seconds here, but I want to cycle through some of the other numbers as we approach our 10 talent here. Overpower and Shadow Charge, really good angling coming out from Mudge on this Diablo. Gonna find a lot of damage onto the Sonya, who does end up getting picked off right there, finding another kill on the side of ReGen Phoenix, and the members of Skiggly Wigglies is trying to wiggle their way out of here. As long as we keep the map shaking for those 2 weeks, that'll make sense. Smitty Werbenjager. Thank you for posting that, because I couldn't remember what it was, and I was just like, oh my god, what is it? Oh god. This is super off topic, I know, but there's actually a dude who made a solo album based on voice lines from SpongeBob, but he made it into like a death metal album. It's really entertaining, if that's your jam. If you like just kind of, oh god, I can't think of the word. Just, anyways, I can't think of the word, I'm drawing a blank, but we have a fight that's gonna break out down here. Excuse me? That's going to be... yeah. The members of ReGen are definitely going to be lacking in damage, Bahamut. Holy crap! Dear, I'm still reeling from that. Oh my god, hold on. I'm gonna watch that on stream. That was probably one of the most wild combos that I've seen this season for NGS. Dear Lord! Whoo! Rodney's lull says it all. Like, that's it. Oh my god. Well, the members of ReGen are going to find themselves 3 kills right there. They did convert the bottom bell tower over, so while the enemy team is dealing with that, this is the most optimal time when you can rotate to the other lanes. This is when I think you get the most value. Hanzo going to be using that arrow as well as the stage dive from the ETC. Diablo did use the Shadow Charge to get onto Jacko Pop to get them out of the stage dive from them, as I think they just make a full disengage away from this. They opened up mid lane, got a little damage in right there, but then they end up backing off, and this Sentinel was coming, excuse me, this Sentinel coming out from the Tyrande. Dear Lord. I loved that. Like, I can't stop. Yeah, Bloodlust for the win. Like, the Bloodlust made me forget how to cast. I wasn't prepared. I'm gonna push the other stats button and we're gonna look at those for a little bit, but holy crap, that Bloodlust value. Single auto phase will be next coming up right now. We did have a double one before this that was going to be channeled by both of the members from ReGen Phoenix, allowing them to shoot 10 shots in. That's why you're seeing 22 to 36. They've got a buttload of sappers that are empowered by Sylvanas as well. Wait, did she? Oh, no, that was... I'm literally confusing the earlier game of Sylvanas. I'm just like, didn't she go into Mercenary Queen? No, she excuse me, into Possession I thought she went into. Either way, that's going to be Hanzo with an arrow as well as ETC with the power slide out. They're going to try and feed in one of these sappers potentially, but they won't be able to get that through as that's going to be cleared out. Meanwhile, Zool on the right-hand side is going to be grabbing this camp, or excuse me, grabbing this objective. Jackal Pop realizes they can't delay this out, so they're going to have to back right out of there. Sonya is Wrath of Berserker, so no leap to re-engage, but they get the 5 shots out in their favor. Divine Storm did come out. 5 shots connect, and it's 17 core health to 36. Skig needs to get out of here. There's going to be the Hammer of the Justice from Uther. They don't get the kill, but man, they're threatening this bottom lane. This is where Zool Double Soak really gets value. Arrow's going to try and is going to be scouting this out right now, and they see Jacko pop, and between the two of them, I actually think Arrow wins that 1v1. So they're actually going to leash the camp, allow that to go back to full health, or at least do their best. Thank you, Kaleo. And yeah, that title's absolutely perfect. We do see that there's... All right, let's focus on this 1v1 right now, because actually Arrow's trying to zone them out of here, and I think Jacko Pop might pop Wrath of Berserker and try and there is the Wrath, and it's going to be popped. Arrow knows that they have to stay on this point. They're actually cycling around this a little too much. Every time they step off, they're not getting enough healing from the Curse Strikes. Actually, the Curse Strikes are coming through. Oh, but Sonya finds the last little bit of damage is necessary, and the Rhaegar turns around at the last second. Meanwhile, mid lane was pushed up by Rhaegar, and they will get that bell tower converted. Top lane is still going to be over in favor for the members of Skiggly Wigglies, but ReGen Phoenix is sitting very comfortable here with all of these bell towers converted over in their favor. If they can get the top lane converted, that'll actually mean that there's the barrage starting. We do have the Zool up in the next 13 seconds. Another Sentinel coming up through top. Does it connect? Does it connect? Oh, just narrowly misses as this camp is slowly being pushed in, but I think Rhaegar should be able to push this back. Actually going to dive out, and that allows the Sappers to get up here. It's not going to take down the entire fort, but it's just one of those things that it's damage done, and you could mitigate it either way. Another Sentinel up from Tyrande. Doesn't connect onto anyone. I think these are just going to be traded out realistically. Oh no, based on their positioning, these are not going to be traded out. Arrow grabbing the right-hand side, and now this is going to be a full fight breaking out between both teams as 16 Talent here will be rounding the corner in just a second. Jacko Pop is going to be stalled out for now. Zool gets the channel on the right-hand side. It's 12 core health to 36, as that's going to be an interrupt from the ETC powers, or excuse me, just everything being thrown out right now. Lightning Breath to cook them underneath the Divine Storm, and that's going to be Jacko Pop trying to make their way out of there. They managed to do exactly that. So while I did say that they were lacking in damage, their heroics make up for it in an insane amount of value. Is that Divine Storm, Lightning Breath with the... Oh, this is just... I don't know about this one right now. I think you definitely go for boss. I know you want to convert this over, but getting boss here is going to put the enemy team down to 3 core health, and then they still have to convert 2 bell towers over, and one of yours to actually... They have to convert quite a bit here, as I think our next altar phase should be... I think it's going to be single, actually. I don't think we get another triple for one more? I might be wrong on that, actually. I can't remember. It is triple. Oh man, this is a rough spot for Skiggly Wigglies to be in, but if they can bring it back, if they can get a good fight and they can wipe the enemy team in some way, shape, or form, and they can capitalize on all these shots, then this will be perfect for them. You can see them though, they're trying to set up for kind of a checkmate position as they want to get these sappers in through bottom. On the left, they're going to grab the camp as well as on the right. Holy crap. I'm taking notes on how to break Bahamut. Use Bloodlust. It, honest to God, catches me off guard every single time. I don't know why, but it goes off and I'm just like, huh, my brain. Diablo channeling is enter Deathwing. I actually really like the Wombo. I was unprepared to see that Wombo happen, and it is destroying the enemy team. Bloodlust coming out right there. There's going to be the overpower onto one. There's going to be also the Skeletal Mages from the Zool. They get the stun onto Jacko Pop in the backline, who's trying to harass a little bit back here. Jacko Pop needs to get out as they do have the Lightning Breath to slow them, but they won't get cooked from that one. This is going to be the turnaround from the Lightning Breath onto ETC for a couple seconds. Sappers are going to be they're going to try and feed these in through bottom lane. The Bell Tower is now doing damage to Skig, who ends up getting picked off by the Sylvanas, but I believe that Holy Shock value kind of set them up there for that. Smitty Werbin is in a bit of a rough spot. Divine Storm coming through. 1, 2, 3. The Sappers go over, and that's going to be game number 1 going over to the members of ReGen Phoenix in a fairly dominant fashion. GG. Well played. Holy crap is the way we need to describe that last game. Because That was probably one of the most wild rides I've been taken on. Thank you all for joining me on this adventure. This is why Division B has my heart, is because you see stuff like this. Like A, I feel like they're trying to play as close to meta as possible, and C, they're just like, we're just gonna play comforts. But like B is like, let's bring out this just weird composition, and yeah. Dear God. Holy crap!
Cosmic dance of birth,
Stark.
decadence, and withheld permissions twists all our arms collectively. But
Seriously?
if sweetness can win,
Seriously, Stark?
and it can, then
Holy
I'll still be here tomorrow.
Curse words.
To high-five you yesterday, my friend. Peace.
Oh my God, Stark, thank you for the 1,000 bits essentially right here.
This cosmic dance of
Man, I missed this the last game. What's up, Moochin? How you doing, bud?
Twists
Good to see you, friend. God, Stark, you beautiful human. Thank you so much.
And it can.
I do not deserve that, but thank you.
To high-five
who is my contact? It is Mosher. Where's Mosher?
Peace.
Just emote farming.
You wonderful, amazing human. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stark. Like, thank you. Their DMs are currently unopened, so I can't message the enemy team, or the team, what they want here. Stark, thank you so much for all of the bits. Like, essentially, thank you for 1,500 bits tonight. Here's the clip. Yeah. Let me mute my desktop audio. Let's watch this.
Crap.
That clip, Kaleo, is so good. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Cog, how you doing, bud? Does the gingerbread man represent you after bloodlust? Nani? Never sleep on Holy Shot Uther. That's true. Beyond Bahamut reacts, yeah. That Uther was smoking people? Seriously. That was a wild one. Bandit got tired from the last game. He actually got 2 walks today. Because since it's wintertime, he usually only gets 1. Just because it's so cold. It's not so cold outside, but it's icy, and we're not trying to bust our ass outside in the ice. But today I was just like, it was like I got to a point where I turned in a bunch of work, and I was like, all right, like I'm good. I'm gonna go walk Bandit and make some chicken tacos. Oh, you had some gingerbread falling into space clip going. So that was Stark, who donated 500 bits a bunch of times. That is the Royal Tart. Oh my God, what is it? I think the Royal Tart Toter. It's from Adventure Time. It's like one of the first couple episodes in Adventure Time, and it's just really funny. Like I love that one quote from him. So it's good. I'm trying to currently get. I can't. Hold on. Royal Tartar. Thank you so much for Psychic. All right. I thought this was banned. Never mind. Ooh. He's old and deranged, yeah. Did stream update? I haven't logged in for a while, so... Wait, what? Stream's different? What are you... I'm confused. Caster things. There's that, and there's that, there's that. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get set up for our next game. Icons. Icons everywhere. Like in... Are you talking about in chat? Or where? I need to chug water, actually. Holy crap. That was such a fun game 1. I want a game 3 out of these teams. Steam! I am bad at reading things. I actually, oh yeah, Steam did change the crap out of their layout and everything. He was number 1. Okay, we're ready to go here. Everything's all set up. And so let's go ahead and get into our game here in just a second. We just got to get the readies. I told them I'm ready, so we're just going to sit back and just wait. That's going good. That's going good. That's and that. Okay. Woohoo. Okay. Steam library updated, but it's most people don't like the change. I feel like with anything, people don't like the change. I'll be honest, I do not like the change of the. I don't like the Twitch dashboard changes. Not like I'm not saying like it was bad, take it back. I'm saying that it has merit, but like the edit stream info shouldn't be a separate thing. Like I loved that it was just like, all right, cool, boop, I'm over here, done. I get that. Like I also update all my stream stuff through OBS because there's like OBS has that plugin directly, so I have my chat and all of my updates, my stream information. But I liked having that all kind of right there. The stream stats are super unintuitive at this point. Oh, we apparently are going into the game, so I'm gonna stop rambling about this and let's go ahead and get into game number 2 of our final best of 3. I pushed the wrong button. Oh no, we're pushing all the wrong buttons. Okay, welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series, everyone. Hold on, this is just everything's breaking. There we go, we fixed it. We got draft music and everything. Cool, we're here. I'm good at what I do, I swear. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series, season number 8. I believe we're in week number 2. We have the members of ReGen Phoenix on the right-hand side, up 1 in our best of 3 series, and Skiggly Wigglies is trying to bring it back. This is the Division B East, if anyone is wondering, and I'm sure what you're really wondering here is how we got to Volskaya Foundry. The home team this evening is going to be Skiggly Wigglies. Winning the coin flip, they opted for first pick priority in game number 1. They banned out Dragonshire as well as Battlefield of Eternity. Tomb of the Spider Queen and Alterac Pass are going to be banned out by the members of ReGen Phoenix, and now they took us to Towers of Doom for game number 1 and won that. The members of Skiggly Wigglies can either choose first pick or map pick priority. They're going to be going for first pick, so ReGen Phoenix has decided to take us to Volskaya Foundry for game number 2. And I actually okay. What happened? Hold on. Wait, yep. Oh, was the drafter in the wrong order? All right, the draft was in the wrong order. Bahamut trying to sub himself in, huh? No, never. The Twitch dashboard needing the Konami code really is stupid. Stark, I agree. I don't think that's cool. Like, why would you hide something that's actually just the whole point? I know we were just talking about draft and everything, but like since we're in this little bit of delay, I think the draft order might have been wrong or something like that. I'm just gonna let him know I'm ready. Give him a spooky worm. But the whole thing is like you could rearrange everything beforehand. Like literally everything was much like OBS, where it's just like, boop, I want this over here. And then because I use a third of my monitor for all my Twitch stuff, or for like my Twitch dashboard, then I have all of my Streamlab alerts, and then I have Discord next to that, and then my monitor above that is all my main monitors, all OBS, and then I have main game on my center. So it's one of those things that like I just liked having a certain amount of things on the left hand side, and now there's nothing that's really valuable for me except for just the stream preview, because I like to know if I'm going to be losing stream connection or anything like that. But we can go back into our draft and properly get into it this time, as we are going to swap into the right scene. Welcome back, everyone, to the game number 2 for our second best of 3 of the evening. We are going to be on Volskaya Foundry. As I noted beforehand, this is going to be the map pick of ReGen Phoenix, as the Zool will be banned out, respecting the Zool, but Mal'Ganis is going to be removed here by the members of ReGen Phoenix. He casts all the time. He's itching to play just one game. Pretty much. Oh god. Sometimes I just want to, yeah. I don't know, Stark, like, yeah, what Stark said is probably like the biggest takeaway from all of that, is just like, you shouldn't have to have a secret code that people figured out to get to controllers within your own dashboard. Either way, let's go ahead and get into our draft here. We are in Volskaya Foundry. We are going to be seeing a Diablo as well as Azul being banned out on the left-hand side. We have a Mal'Ganis and a Kael'thas going to be removed here as well. First pick Ariel. Oh, come on, Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall, please. Just Cho'Gall this. You have a nice scalp.
Victory for the Forsaken.
Thank you. I read it, and for some reason my brain went to just a horror movie. I know that wasn't your intention, but that was just like where my brain went with it. Anyways, Ariel's going to be our first pick on the right-hand side with a Sylvanas Johanna on the left. Really good grouping and strong power coming out from this core composition from Skiggly Wigglies at this point. Sylvanas' push power is really, really great for a team, and then you also have the grouping of Johanna with the Condemn. Ariel will be our first pick on the right-hand side. They either Cho'Gall here. No, they'd be way too early to Cho'Gall. What are they going to be? If they don't go like main tank here. Okay, so it's going to be ETC and Avala. So they're going to just pick up a strong core. ETC still could play the off lane here. I'm just saying. Mole free. Ah, yes, true. Thanks, I shaved it myself. I actually did today. I go to a barber once a year when I usually go back to Detroit, and I get it done just because they do it with the single edge razors, and those things are like that. Like if you ever want to have someone shave your head or face, get it done at a barber like that. It's really, really good. Great stream tonight. 100 viewers too. Yay! Wonderful. Thank you, Brand Flakes. I didn't know we were over 100. I know I got a raid from Alicia, but I didn't realize that it pushed us over. Jinxie, thank you for the 69 bits. Thank you. Okay, all right, let's get back into this draft. Tassadar will be banned out as they don't want to deal with the Vala Tassadar combo, and I, honest to God, that's such a heads up ban coming out from Skiggly Wigglies. It's a really, really good one for them. I do want to point out that earlier in the draft chat before we went live or into this game right here, I was asking the members of ReGen for a game number 3, please, and they said that they don't think that they can make that happen. And that's kind of like, I won't say it's like BM, but that's a little bit just like, it's a little backhanded. Like, they're saying that they're going to get a 2-0 over Skiggly Wigglies, and if I'm sitting on the side of Skiggly Wigglies, I'm bringing out my A game here. They're going to go for the Cassia as well as the Lily. They're going to blind the heck out of Vala. Johanna blind, Cassia blind, Lily blind. This Vala is going to do minimal to no damage. At least that's the intention with the draft that they've put together thus far. Now, we do have an Ariel ETC Vala. They need a solo lane as well as some extra damage to capitalize with the Vala. Mage damage would be really strong here. Something like a Jaina might actually really, really empower that ETC if they go into Ring of Frost with it. Rain of Vengeance is a good setup on top of that. And then solo lane wise, I actually really like the Sonya, but double support. Hyper carry Vala. Okay. We'll see how it works for them. But here's the thing that they just did. They just went hyper carry Vala. I know Sonya does damage and Rhaegar does damage and all of that, but your auto attack based going into a Johanna Cassia Lily. This is going to be very, very difficult. I know I said that in the last game, but this time I'm sure of it. Malthael's going to be the last pickup here for the solo lane matchup. I said it in the last game, and I'll say it for this one. Skiggly Wigglies, in my opinion, has a really, really strong draft. I really like their draft over ReGen, but the last game told a different story. So we'll see how that works out for them. But this is going to be your Game 2 draft on Volskaya Foundry. And me personally, I think this is a really, really fun matchup we're going to see. It's going to come down to the execution of the blinds. That's really, if they can get their blind management, it sounds like that's a weird sentence. If they can manage to cycle through their blinds during team fights, like Lily puts out, Cassia puts out, Joanna puts out, or however you want to order that, like as long as they're all just kind of staggering that blind out and not just stacking it on top of each other, we're going to be seeing, I personally think we're going to be seeing a Game 3 if they're able to utilize those blinds properly. Blinds don't really counter Vala as well as you might think. W-build Vala has like half spell damage. Okay. Sylvanas can even blind the Vala player with level 20 mind control. It took me a second to get that, Stark, but I got it. Arthas. Pick Arthas, fools! If you'd seen Rhaegar in the earlier game, yeah, I think we're about to see a little bit of a bloodlust, dare I say. High degree of difficulty just means better scores for the judges when they stick the landing. Rackham, that's actually fairly true. The more difficult it is, the more impressive it is when you actually land it. But here, we'll see what happens when we get into game. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Skiggly Wigglies. We're going to be having Jackopop going to be on the Joanna. Skig is going to be on the Sylvanas. We have Smitty Werbin is going to be on the Cassia. Mommy's Milky is going to be on the Lily. And then we have Maltheo being played by Mosher. On the right-hand side, we got the members of ReGen Phoenix trying to 2-0 this evening. We've got Mudge going to be on the Sonya. Arya is going to be on the Rhaegar. Arrow going to be on the ETC. Daribao going to be on the Ariel, and then Rabid Penguin on the Vala. Sorry, it took me a second. For some reason, I thought it was Maltheo, and I was like, that's not right. And then I had to double check and look around. But ReGen going to try and 2-0 this, as they had some confidence coming into this one, but we'll have to see. The good old, they have the stronger draft caster curse. We all know who you're really cheering for. Yeah, I'm cheering for Bandit. No, honest to God, like it's just, whenever I'm trying to look at the drafts themselves, I'm taking the players out of context. I'm taking it, like, it's purely, all I'm really considering when it actually comes to my opinion on the game and the draft itself is just the draft itself. I'm not looking at previous game stats. I'm not looking at the players actually playing them. I'm just looking at, okay, the solo lane matchup will be Maltheo versus Sonya. Maltheo should have an easy time going into Sonya because it's percentage-based damage, and I think that they've got a little bit of a stronger clear into them. But it's going to also come down to burden of execution. So that's where the outlier is, and that's the thing that I'm trying not to consider, because ReGen, they had a really strong showing in game 1, but we also have a lot of different players on different roles. Mudge was the Diablo in last game. Arrow was the main tank Uther, or not even main tank Uther. They were kind of the side. They were a little assassin-y Uther, if we'll be honest here. Rabid Penguin still on another assassin. Daribao, I'm trying to remember what they were on last game, and I'm drawing a mega blank on it. I'm embarrassed. I can't remember what they had in the last game. He stole Bahamut's views. He's stolen our hearts. Exactly. No, yeah. I try and be as unbiased as possible. I really, really do. But sometimes it does show. Sometimes it does show if I'm leaning into another team, and I do my best not to. Either way, we are going to be having just continued rotations between both teams, looking for experience as the game has progressed, as well as they're looking to stack up the Sylvanas as much as possible before this first engagement. They don't have the Festering Wounds at level 7 just yet to be able to throw the Shadow Dagger out, and I believe if you're able to get that Festering Wounds target plus the Shadow Dagger, it's just, and there's no additional damage done, I think it's actually 12 stacks. Like that will just, no, I feel like that's wrong. It might be just 6 stacks. It's not, it's still valuable enough to throw it out and get those stacks, but you are still working through some cooldowns in that right there. As let's pull this away really quickly. Actually, let me look at the Sylvanas. I just want to check out what her cooldowns are, because I don't know them off the top of my head. 11 seconds on that, and Shadow Dagger's 11 seconds as well. So if you throw them out in tandem, you are going to be able to cycle through them together at least. It's not, there's a weird stagger where it's like 6 seconds and 12 or something like that. Actually, that'd work out pretty well for you, but regardless, we are going to be seeing this Iron Skin from the Joanna trying to make their way back in towards their front gate, but they're actually going to be met by the enemy team, and that's going to be ReGen finding first blood, and the Triglav Protector control point A opening up here. Let's let's jump down to the bottom lane because we haven't checked out the solo lane matchup in a little bit. I don't think they're going to be trying to make an engagement happen on that point until their Joanna's back. I'm saying that, but I'm looking at the minimap. Okay, they're just kind of poking in right there. I just want to at least highlight the solo lane matchup for a little bit here just to get an idea of what these two players are doing and how they're playing into each other. Sonya going to be rotating up to the point, and I do believe Malthael did see that happen. We do have the vision for the blue team right now as the Joanna is going to be back up. So let's go ahead and stay on their vision for a little bit as they are down a talent here. We have 40% and rising in favor for the members of ReGen Phoenix. They should be able to rotate their Lily down. Top lane was managed a little bit, not fully, but they need to make something happen. Sonya is in bottom lane once again. 7 talent here just rounding the corner, so they are going to be able to grab that. Let's actually pull off of the vision just so we can see those talents. But meanwhile, we didn't see that Arrow is sitting in this bush over here waiting for the enemy team. There's going to be the gun coming out as well, excuse me, the turret, as well as the I keep wanting to say possession and mind control, but none of those things. Dang you, Stark. This is going to be the Mercenary Queen. There we go. I could not think of the name. Buffing out that turret, so once you see Sylvanas back off of there, it actually will... Okay, I was going to say the gold shimmer is going to go away once she gets out of range, and it should drop down right there. So that is mostly she's backing off because she wants to grab this camp over here on the left-hand side, and this is another thing that I harp on often. You want to grab these camps immediately when they pop up in the game, so that way you can have a situation like this, where now you just had a little bit of a back and forth. There's a bit of a pause, waiting for the next fight to happen here over the point. So they'll be able to cycle back, grab that turret, and now they're ready once again. Skig is going to be able to drop that, and they do, as I said, have the Mercenary Queen, so they can buff that out by, I believe, 50%. They see that the point is rising, and they're getting closer and closer to this 100%. Masha coming on in to join in. There's the bot emitter coming out as well. That's going to be a lot of initial damage. Power slide from the ETC, but there's no mosh pit to follow up on that just yet, as there's no 10 talent here. Huge condemn coming in from Jacko Pop as well. They aren't able to find a kill just yet. Oh, the damage over time onto Sonya will be enough, and this is going to be a detainment strike into the wall onto Malthael. So they're trading out the solo laners, but Triglav Protector will be picked up by the members of Skiggly Wigglies as they lose their Cassie at the last second right there. Arya not going to be getting picked off just yet. That Gunner going to be trying to throw out some damage onto them, but they're going to be able to sidestep the majority of it. This Triglav Protector getting minimal to no value at this time as they actually getting forced out of the lane. Going to be rotating into bottom with this. I think they're just trying to get away from Rabid Penguin, who's just pushing damage into them. Unbiased, you mean that time you were cheering against Tatsuki the whole time? That's different. Those nights, Cat Peach and I, we cheer however we feel like cheering. This is going to be an immediate collapse onto the two players that were inside the Triglav Protector. The Lily does not have the fast enough feet to get out of there as they end up getting picked off. Leap was picked up by the Sonya, and I believe they actually used it during that Triglav Protector falling. I think they jumped right on top of everyone's heads. Yeah, 60 seconds and it's about 44 right there. Rhaegar didn't pick up just yet, but I think we're going to be getting ourselves a little bloodlust right now. Yo, Shadonis, thank you for the raid. Welcome everyone from Shadonis' stream. I hope you had a good one, friend. Hope you had a good time playing or casting video games. And thanks for bringing all your friends over here. Ghost Pants, oh my lord, a Lily? Lily can get value. As we actually see the Ariel being picked off, no lacerates used right there. We do have Mudge in bottom lane, going to be able to get behind the gate while the friendly team is going, or I guess while the enemy team is going to be pushing on in here, opening this up a little bit further. So this is Sylvanas locking down the towers with her passive. You can actually see that glow, that reddish wing or whatever's pulling off the back of her. That is going to be signifying that is up and available. If you're wondering why she kind of has that different look when that's up, when that's happening, it's just because it's a visual indicator. So the enemy team also does know. It's like, all right, she's got her trade up. And then once that disappears, they're like, cool, that trade's down. We can now take advantage because they're not locking down the tower and we can play aggressive. Top lane, speaking of aggression is going to be having the camp pushing on in. This is going to be probably, I would say these are going to be managed out. I think this camp actually will win this out since it is targeting the front line plus this camp afterwards. But both of the both of the fortification camps are going to be grabbed by these teams almost simultaneously as they just end up poking at each other but rotating back. A level lead is going to be found by ReGen Phoenix as control point B is not going to be too far off. I was actually saying that this is going to be losing out, but it was actually doing quite well in that top lane. 13 talent here around the corner. They need to find a kill, and Mudge seems like the target they want to get. Spear going in. Arrow going to have the face melt to force them back. Huge Rain of Vengeance. They find the Sonya. ETC with a godlike mosh pit onto 4 members. There's the Bloodlust coming out from the Rhaegar. Cassie, the first one to be going down. The Healing Pulse is going to be coming out from our red team as they also throw out a fortification camp. Same thing going to be out on the left-hand side as well. And I cannot believe it. They end up only trading out one on both sides. If Cassie got the ball lightning out there, that would have been a great play for her, but she ends up going down. They still got the Sonya, and this is going to be control point B opening up. That mosh pit was so insanely impactful, but they just weren't able to capitalize on the damage quick enough. Mosher, though, will be capitalized upon, and they will be going down. No last rate stacks on them just yet, and we are going to be seeing 13 talent here in favor for the members of ReGen Phoenix as they're looking to push in and open up this mid lane for themselves, as they did not get the first Trickle Out Protector, but they want to at least mimic the value that you would have gotten. Arrow taking a lot of damage from the Sylvanas initially. Sylvanas at 83 stacks currently. For anyone that's wondering what that stacks actually equates to, just half that number, I believe, rounding down for Heroes of the Storm. Or I might be thinking of D&D rules. I think it might be rounding up. Either way, they're going to be having some 41 stacks currently, something like that. 44. There we go. Caster math. But the 44% increased damage. 88 stacks currently. I don't know if Bloodlust out memes the Lily pick. You know you love them both, though. That's the thing, Ghost Pants. You know you love it. Channel so far in favor for ReGen as they actually stop off the point. It's going to be 73%. 13 Talontiers up on both sides, and we are going to be seeing them trying to re-engage upon this biotic emitter. Vala on the left-hand side. Daria is actually trying to bait Mosher away from the friendly team. There's a last right stack potentially going to be going to ETC. Actually, not even caster right there. Mosher taking a lot of damage. That's going to be the Jugs out from the Lily as well. They have Arrow over on the point with the Bloodlust that went out. That they will be able to sneak away with the biotic emitter. Excuse me. Oh my god. Oh no, biotic emitter. I was right on that. Yeah. Sorry, I was so caught up in the moment. I was like, no, I got that wrong. No, it was okay. We're good. We're good. Whoo! The members of Skiggly Wigglies showing that they've got a little bit more fight in them than expected from ReGen. They do scout this out, so they know that they're on this camp over here. Rabid Penguin's actually going to be swapping out. Okay, they're just swapping out the turret for the biotic emitter. Well, I know Water Dragon is the real question because I think they want to try and win. Like, they want to meme and win. Bloodlust is fine with double support, to be honest. When you're getting value like this, absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with that. But here's another fight breaking out right now over the objective. Biotic emitter going to be coming out. Leap from the Sonya onto the Lily, so they're going to be trying to just get the fast feed away from there. Mosh pit comes out. There's last rites thrown out onto one, but the Crystal Aegis will be saving them. Jugs from the Lily will be here in time, and that's actually going to be another Trickle Up Protector in favor for the members of Skiggly Wigglies, but they are just slowly losing members here. Mosher's so very low is going to be able to make it out alive. No, they won't actually, and this is going to be the Sylvanas getting in the Trickle Up Protector as it lost 40% and more during it while it was just sitting there. They're getting all the objectives, they're doing all the right things, it's just they're not able to capitalize with them because they keep staggering on a death just as the objective comes through. And now, for the first time I think I've ever seen this, they're actually defending with a Trickle Up Protector because the enemy team is now sieging in onto their front fort, or their top lane fort. Absolutely wild game right now. Very nice Protector interrupts. Like, ReGen is just playing out of their mind with this one, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting hit with that caster curse real good. It's always the opposite of whatever I say, to be honest. Buttably. 16 talent here will be up on the side of ReGen, and Skiggly Wigglies are going to be in the defensive positioning here as they do have their Trickle Up Protector pushing in through mid lane. Sylvanas and Joanna are going to siege in through here. Actually going to be locking down the tower using trait, but not actually fully utilizing it right there. They just lock it down for a second. Bottom lane fort did go down in favor for the members of ReGen Phoenix. 16 talent here is right in the corner, and I think more or less this is just trying to get that experience and not stagger out of death because they need to keep themselves afloat here. Staggering out of the death would really, really put the enemy team very far up in advance when it comes to experience, as well as just there's no you're extending that gap that you're trying to close. So obviously you want to play as safe as possible. Jackal Pop gonna get hit with the power slide. Iron Skin gonna be coming out as well. This biotic emitter is gonna be grabbed immediately by the members of ReGen Phoenix. Skiggly Wiggly's just trying to find themselves their 16s and also prepare for control point C. Ariel's all the way alone in top lane, but they might not realize this. Actually, they might realize this, and that's why they're going for the invade on the camp over here. She was showing in that top lane engagement, and now they're gonna cycle back for a couple seconds, wait for the Ariel, and potentially steal this away when that does happen. Banshees went out from the Sylvanas as they did have that festering wound from 7, just trying to mark people with that so they can throw out the Shadow Dagger as well. With the double fortification camp, they're actually going to be locking down the tower. They want to convert this over in their favor. The Ariel, or excuse me, Vala might have not been showing there, or might have just been showing in mid lane, so they were just trying to capitalize when the enemy team is lacking in members. And I think that's a really good play coming out from Skiggly Wigglies. They seem to, obviously, when you have a 5v4, it's going to be an easier fight for you, but just taking those moments and saying, all right, cool, let's push it now, because they might not be expecting it, seems to be working out for them. And ReGen needs to be cognizant of that happening, and they need to make sure that they're not going to be in situations like this where Sonya is actually having to leave the camp to potentially come in, as Malthael's actually showing in top lane. Actually, that's the reason we're seeing Sonya come in here. Malthael's showing in top, and they're like, can we get some value into this? Skig is trying to throw out a little damage, still trying to stack up more level... Shadow... I'm blanking on the name. Unfurling Shadow stacks. There we go. Shadow Dagger stacks would have been fine. I could not think of the name for the life of me. I want Skiggly Wiggly to win so bad. I like the underdog with a meme comp. I need some more Bloodlust plus Stim Drone plus Windblade's variant play. Holy crap, would that be disgusting. There you go, Gilly Shark. Enjoy that one. Just keep on memeing? Yeah. They first picked the Ariel, and I was like, I don't believe that we're going to get it, but I still brought it up like we're going to get it, Cho'Gall. A man can dream. A man can 100% dream here. Camp in top lane will be cleared out by the Rhaegar. We are going to be having the right side. Oh, wait, no, if they can catch Rhaegar in this rotation, this will be huge for them. That's going to be the pull and the dive coming out. There's going to be the ball, lightning, everything's used, but they turn around. They're going to leap in with the Sonya as well. Mosh Pit coming out. That's going to be Malthael, the first one to go down. Skig is getting a lot of healing from the Jugs from Lily as the Cassia also gets picked off right there. A lot of damage coming out, but unfortunately, ReGen Phoenix will be able to live through the majority of it. Skiggly Wiggly is trying to get out of this engagement as Skig is trying to just... My camera was going further. My camera was where they wanted to be. Unfortunately, they're not able to get out. Milky's is the only one to get the fast feed out, and they realize, oh wait, the enemy team is on my heels. I need to get out of here. As they're gonna blind this out. And I'll say this: you can't blind people if you're dancing under a mosh pit. You can't blind people if you're getting jumped on by a Sonya. So yeah. That's going to be a keep going down, and ReGen Phoenix is looking to push up onto a core. They might be able to do this. Malthael's up in 3, Cassie up in 4. Lily's up here. Core shielding is already falling, but they don't have a wave in with them just yet. They actually have a decent wave coming up right behind them. If they can focus on to Rabid Penguin, that'd be huge for them, but this core is starting to fall rapidly. This is going to be the Rain of Vengeance coming out. They're just trying to buy time. That's all they need. Mudge is doing a lot of work on the core itself, off to the side over here, and there's not enough defense in the world for this one, as Sonya leaps over with Crater, and they take game number 2 on the side of ReGen Phoenix. GG. Well played. Mosh is a good ulti here, especially if you're getting 4 to 5 member Moshes consistently. I believe we... Triple Blinds isn't doing crap against Vala. It didn't do as much as I thought it would, honestly. I mean, her damage was mitigated a little bit, but it wasn't enough. It honestly wasn't enough. Stim plus Bloodlust plus Talented Abathur hat plus Talented Ariel hat. Taz Dingo and health zap damage boost from Zul'jin. Dear Lord Sam account, that's gross. All right, let's see if one of the players wants to do an interview. Yo, Jazzy, what's up, girl? How you doing, friend? Alrighty, at this time, we're going to be joined by Red, aka the Bloodlust Rhaegar player. How you feeling after your 2-0 victory?
It feels good tonight. It feels good.
That I gotta say, the first Bloodlust it caught me so off guard. I just stopped casting. Like that engagement on Towers of Doom with the Bloodlust, Lightning Breath, and then the Divine Storm to pick up almost 4 kills. Absolutely wild. What are comms like in a situation like that? Is it calm or is it just screaming and just like we got kills and it's just party time?
It's actually very calm. We say one word and that's go.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay. All right. That seemed to work out for you really, really well. Now, on Towers of Doom, you looked insanely comfortable. Is that a comfort map for you all, or is that just, you know, everything was kind of lining up and you had everything you wanted in that draft?
You know, we're actually in a nice place this season as far as the map pool goes. We're pretty comfortable on almost everything there is out there. In fact, I'd prefer that the other team take map pick because we're willing to go anywhere.
That's fair. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you guys looked comfortable there. And then going into game number 2, they had a bunch of blinds into your Vala. And I was discussing in the draft, I was like, oh, man, this is going to be difficult for the Vala player. Did it feel like that in the game at all, that you had to play around the blinds? Or was it just like, we're going to push face and still just body you?
We knew that it was going to be a problem, obviously, and simply had to play around it, which Rabbit did a wonderful job.
I mean, you all played. That was just such an awesome time to watch all of that happen, and it was just fun games overall. Going, you know, we're in week number 2. How has ReGen Phoenix done overall? How are you looking stat wise here?
I believe we're top in our division with one of the best KDAs.
Okay. Some strong players over here. They're yeah, you guys are doing all right, it seems like, on your own. But are there any teams that you're excited to go up against or even maybe nervous to go up against?
No.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's just
we're excited for the season. We're here to play our game. We're here to have a good time, do some things a little bit different, and it's great to theory craft for this team, and obviously it's working in our favor so far.
It seems like it's going well for all of you. Before I let you run out of here, any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
Shout out to our subs that are sitting for us and help us fill all the time. Shout outs to Reborn Knights Black from Penguin. He says hi, guys. And shout out to ReGen. It's a fantastic organization, and I hope everybody enjoys their Secret Santa.
Alrighty. Well, you have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games, and I look forward to seeing you all further down in the Nexus Gaming Series.